New Orleans might be the only city where the perfect fall day starts underneath a mountain of powdered sugar and ends drinking absinthe in a bar that may or may not be haunted. But if you come to visit in October and spend your entire trip on Bourbon Street, you're missing most of what makes this city special. So today I'm giving you the perfect October itinerary through New Orleans, including the beignet spot locals say is better than Café du Monde, a Michelin-recognized neighborhood po' boy shop, the exact Halloween houses you need to find, and some of the most historic bars in America. And make sure you stay until the Garden District section because I'm giving you the exact streets and addresses to save for your trip. But let's start with breakfast. You can't come to Nola without starting at least one morning with fresh beignets and café au lait. And before someone from Nola corrects you, café au lait is pronounced café au lait. It's traditionally made with coffee and chicory mixed with hot milk, and the deeper roasted flavor is perfect with a beignet covered in powdered sugar, baby. I'm gonna show you 3 of the most talked about beignet spots in the French Quarter that give you a different experience depending on what your vibe is. Starting with Café Beignet at 334 Royal Street. This location operates inside a converted 1800s carriage house with a small tropical courtyard. It's quieter and more relaxed than the massive Café du Monde setup, especially if you arrive before the French Quarter becomes just way too overcrowded. Grab an order of fresh beignets and a café au lait, but don't completely fill up yet, because I'm taking you on a beignet tour, baby. Now that you're done here, you're gonna walk down Royal Street towards Jackson Square. You'll pass historic buildings, balconies, art galleries, antique stores, and street performers as the French Quarter begins waking up. Then walk through Jackson Square, cross Decatur Street, and you'll arrive at the most famous beignet shop in the city. The original Café du Monde French Market coffee stand has served café au lait and beignets since 1862. Each order comes with 3 beignets buried in powdered sugar. So here's the move. Don't wear black, don't inhale while taking a bite, and don't expect to leave without powdered sugar somewhere on your clothes, in your nose, on your face. It's gotta be somewhere. Café du Monde is the famous tourist experience. Some New Orleans locals will tell you to avoid it entirely, but if it's your first visit, I think it's definitely worth trying so you can check it off the bucket list. Just understand the longest line doesn't automatically mean the best beignet, but this spot is really fire. Now let's leave here, go on a nice little stroll to burn off some calories, and I'm going to take you to a spot that was recommended to me by countless locals. Directly behind Café du Monde is the Moonwalk, the riverfront promenade overlooking the Mississippi River. Walk along the water, enjoy your stroll through Woldenberg Riverfront Park, take in the ships, the steamboats, the street performers, and October is just such beautiful weather. I mean, look at this. This is pretty typical. This is a nice, peaceful break from the wild French Quarter. Decatur Street can feel loud and crowded, but only a few steps away you have this wide open path along the water. Now, we're going to continue toward the French Market because hidden inside is the beignet spot that locals told me not to miss. Alright, we made it. Inside the French Market, look for Loretta's Authentic Pralines. Address is 1100 North Peters Street, stall number 9. If you only choose one beignet spot from this video, make it Loretta's. Loretta's is best known for taking 2 Nola classics and combining them into one, the praline-filled beignet. Instead of just having that powdered sugar mountain on top, this one is filled with a rich praline mixture as well. They also make traditional pralines, sweet potato cookies, savory crab meat beignets, and burger beignets. So whatever you're feeling at this point in the day, enjoy. So, in my opinion, Café du Monde gives you the classic tourist experience, Café Beignet gives you the beautiful courtyard, but Loretta's gives you something genuinely unique. If you're stuffing your face and doing this all in one day, well, good for you, number 1. You're really on vacation. But you can also split this up throughout your trip. The best way to do it is to bring someone else and split each order. Kind of snack as you go. Otherwise, your perfect New Orleans day might end right here in a powdered sugar coma. So save these beignet and breakfast recommendations on the screen here to your list. You got Loretta's, Café Beignet on Royal, Café du Monde, and I'm going to throw in an extra for you, 2 Chicks Cafe. If you want an actual sit-down breakfast or brunch, try the BBQ shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, or Thai shrimp po' boy made with grilled shrimp, sweet chili sriracha slaw, and mayonnaise. My mouth is watering. But We're leaving Loretta's now. Explore the French market's food stalls, the local vendors, the artwork. There's a lot of cool souvenirs here you can buy. Supporting these local artists and vendors is just a really cool thing to do, and you can get things here that you can't buy anywhere else. Next up, you're gonna hear visitors call this thing a trolley, but in New Orleans, it's a streetcar. Head to Canal and Carondelet and look for the historic green St. Charles streetcar heading uptown. Download the RTA's Le Pass app before your trip. You can purchase your fare, activate your pass, track the streetcar, and avoid trying to find exact change when it arrives. Much easier. Don't wait to do this. Mark this down as a must-do. This route takes you out of downtown, underneath the oak trees lining St. Charles Avenue, and past some of the city's most impressive historic homes. Now, this isn't just transportation. Riding the St. Charles line is one of the classic New Orleans experiences by itself. October through April is just gorgeous. It's generally the most comfortable period to explore the city, but don't confuse October in New Orleans with October somewhere up north. It can still get hot and humid. We are in the South, baby, so bring water. Don't spend the entire day wearing a Halloween outfit. You get it. We're gonna get off the streetcar near Jackson Avenue because we're about to walk through the historic Garden District. Let's go on a little Halloween walk, baby. I told you I was gonna give you some fire recommendations, and you're saving all of these, aren't you? You're writing them down in your phone, in your notes app right now. So let's keep going. This neighborhood is filled with historic mansions, massive oak trees, cast iron fences, and some of the best Halloween decorations in New Orleans. But don't just walk around hoping you accidentally find everything. Pull out your phone and mark down these exact stops. I got you. Stop number 1, Buckner Mansion. 1410 Jackson Avenue. Start here at Buckner Mansion, which fans of American Horror Story, Coven, will recognize as Miss Robichaud's Academy. The mansion was built in the 1850s and takes up almost an entire block with enormous columns, wraparound galleries, and just looking at it, it looks like it was designed specifically for a supernatural television show, so I'm glad they used it for something. This is a private residence, guys, so admire it from a sidewalk, take some photos, but don't enter the property, obviously. Spooky stop number 2, Ghost Manor, corner of Magazine Street and 2nd Street. This Victorian home becomes one of the most elaborate residential Halloween displays in Nola. Past displays have included animated ghosts, skeletons, tombstones, projection effects, music, and figures moving through the windows. So in your trip, just come and see how they spiced it up. It is worth seeing during the day, but the complete audiovisual display comes alive after dark. So save this location. We're gonna come back around sunset. Or if you just wanna see it one time, definitely come after dark. The display nights can change because of weather, installation, or neighborhood conditions, so check Ghost Manor's official page before visiting. Spooky stop number 3, First Street. Continue through First Street and the surrounding blocks between Magazine and Prytania. This is one of the best areas for classic Garden District architecture and residential Halloween decor. At 1239 First Street, you'll find the former home of author Anne Rice. Fun fact, this house inspired the fictional home of the Mayfair witches in her novels. Even without a bunch of Halloween decorations, First Street is worth walking for the mansions, gardens, cool oak trees, and cast iron details. Stop number 4. Yes, a 4th stop. I am hooking you guys up. Lafayette Cemetery and Commander's Palace, Washington Avenue and Coliseum Street. You're gonna find this bright turquoise exterior of the Commander's Palace beside Lafayette Cemetery number 1. The cemetery is one of Nola's famous above-ground cities of the dead. Public access, unfortunately, has been restricted since COVID, so don't plan your day around entering. I know this is a bummer for some of you, but you can still see portions from outside. I got something else for you. You're getting hungry, you're walking around. If you want an upscale Garden District lunch, Commander's Palace is the classic choice, but you do need a reservation and proper attire, so plan ahead. But for this itinerary, we're also heading somewhere more casual and even more famous for one specific New Orleans food. From the Garden District, take a short rideshare uptown to Domilise's. This is a po' boy and bar restaurant at 5240 Annunciation Street. This unassuming neighborhood restaurant has been serving po' boys for generations. It was actually awarded a Michelin Bib Gourmand for high quality food at a good value. It doesn't look like a polished Michelin restaurant, and that's exactly the point. The building is small, super limited seating, the walls are covered with photographs, and the menu is focused on the sandwiches that made the place famous. I'm really putting you on to a spot here, guys. For your first visit, locals recommend the fried shrimp, fried oyster, or roast beef po' boy. If you can't decide, order a large half and half or ask the surf and turf combination or fried shrimp and roast beef with gravy. Order it dressed if you want lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, mayo, and then add a bottle of Barks root beer. Just a heads up, they do have limited availability at specific times, so just check the schedule before building your entire afternoon around it. And save these sandwich spots that you must try. You can try one of them, all of them, whatever your vibe is on this trip, but I'm just going to give you the list here on the screen, so make sure to save these. We've got Domilise's, Cochon Butcher, Killer Po' Boys, Parkaway Bakery and Tavern, and Verti Marte. My opinion, choose Domilise's for this itinerary, and then just save the rest for the rest of your trip. After Domilise's, continue uptown toward the corner of St. Charles Avenue and State Street. The exact address you need to save is 6000 St. Charles Avenue. This is the famous Skeleton House. For more than 2 decades, the homeowners have covered this property with skeletons arranged around a different theme. The skeletons have costumes, names, signs, elaborate scenes, and enough horrible skeleton puns to make the stop worth it by itself. The theme changes every year, which means you can visit during another October and find an entirely different display. One important detail, the Skeleton House is farther uptown and not technically inside the Garden District, but it's located directly along the St. Charles streetcar route, making it easy to include before heading back downtown. This is why you save the exact address. Ah, you see? I know what I'm doing. All right, the sun is setting. Like I said, we're gonna return back to Ghost Manor at Magazine and 2nd Street. Totally up to you if you wanna come here twice. 2 different vibes. If you are gonna come just once, come after sunset. This is the point in our itinerary where it shifts from beautiful architecture and fall decorations into the darker, haunted atmosphere people come to Nola for in October. But now, it's time to return to the French Quarter, and we're gonna eat our way through it. You've already either eaten plenty by this point, or saved a lot of food spots to your list, so you don't need to order a full meal at every restaurant. Choose one main dinner and then share 1 or 2 small dishes so you can try more of the foods New Orleans is known for. First option for dinner here, we're gonna get char-grilled oysters, and there's 3 names you'll hear repeatedly and you're gonna save to your list: Drago's, Felix's, and Acme Oyster House. Drago's is known as the home of the original charbroiled oyster. The oysters are cooked over fire and covered with butter, garlic, herbs, and cheese. If you want to stay directly in the French Corner, Felix's and Acme are easier to work into your nighttime route. At Felix's, order the char-grilled oysters with house-made char butter, parmesan, and breadcrumbs. At Acme, the char-grilled oysters arrive sizzling in herb butter with cheese and French bread for soaking up everything left in the shell. Option number 2 for dinner. You're craving a big bowl of gumbo? I got you. Go to the Gumbo Shop at 630 St. Peter Street. You can choose between seafood okra gumbo or chicken and andouille gumbo. They also serve jambalaya, crawfish etouffee, shrimp creole, and red beans and rice, making it a useful place to check off several Nola dishes. Option number 3, if you want a break from po' boys and seafood, head towards Esplanade Avenue for Port of Call. The classic order is the half-pound cheeseburger with a loaded baked potato. This menu is intentionally simple, and every burger comes with baked potato instead of the traditional fries. This option fits especially well if you're going to head towards Frenchman Street afterwards. Option number 4, Napoleon House. For the most historic atmosphere, you're going to Napoleon House at 500 Charter Street. Order the warm muffaletto with a Pim's cup. The building dates to the 1700s and once belonged to New Orleans Mayor Nicolas Girard. According to local legend, Girard offered it to Napoleon Bonaparte as a refuge during his exile, although Napoleon never made it to New Orleans. For this specific spooky itinerary, Napoleon House gives you the smoothest transition into the haunted nighttime section. Before I tell you about the ghost tour, you're going to stop at the old Absinthe House on the corner of Bourbon and Bienville Streets. This historic French Quarter bar has been operating for almost 200 years and became famous for serving absinthe. Guess what you're gonna do? Order the Absinthe Frappe, historically known as the Green Monster. Good luck. Absinthe has built this mysterious reputation because of its strength, green color, herbal flavor, and all the stories surrounding it. So this is a much more interesting New Orleans drink stop than ordering another generic frozen daiquiri from a random Bourbon Street window just because it has a grenade on it. Have one, take in the history, and then head deeper into the quarter for the spookiest activity of the night. Now it's time to book a smaller guided ghost tour through the French Quarter. A good tour is going to go beyond the jump scares and explain the real history behind the New Orleans ghost stories, voodoo traditions, epidemics, fires, old hotels, and supposedly haunted mansions. Most tours last approximately 2 hours and stop at several locations throughout the quarter. October tours are definitely going to fill up, so reserve this before arriving instead of trying to book once you get there. My favorite place to check is Get Your Guide. I don't have any affiliate code or anything like that, so just go check out the site yourself. It's genuinely the site I use whenever I'm traveling basically anywhere. Even if you don't believe in ghosts like me, walking through the gaslit streets and hearing the stories beside the buildings where they supposedly happened is one of the most entertaining ways to experience New Orleans. And if you are into haunted, horror, scary things, and basically anything spooky, then this is definitely your vibe. But now when the tour ends, there's one more historic bar I'm going to take you to that perfectly fits the theme for this night. Walk toward the quieter end of Bourbon Street until you reach Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop. This candlelit building is often called the oldest bar in America. The exact title's debated, of course, but the structure dates to the early 1700s and is unquestionably one of the oldest surviving buildings used as a bar in the country. Legend says pirate Jean Lafitte used this location as part of his smuggling operation, and some people claim his ghost still appears near the fireplace. So keep your eyes peeled. The famous order here is the frozen voodoo daiquiri, better known as purple drank. Just be careful, between the absinthe and the purple drank, these cocktails taste much less dangerous than they actually are. I don't need you passing out on me. And if you do pass out, as soon as you come back to this video, give me a like and a subscribe and a comment saying exactly what your favorite experience in New Orleans was. So wrapping up the night, you could finish the night on Bourbon Street like most people do, passed out in the gutter, but Frenchman Street gives you a much better ending. Walk towards the Marigny, where several blocks of music venues play jazz, blues, funk, brass, reggae, and soul music. Don't automatically enter the first club you see. Walk the street, listen from the outside, check who's performing on the list, and go wherever the music sounds best that night. Specific venues I recommend are the Spotted Cat, DBA, Blue Nile, Snug Harbor, and Cafe Negro. Man, isn't this the beauty of New Orleans? You can begin your morning drinking cafe au lait beside the Mississippi, spend the afternoon riding a historic streetcar past decorated mansions, and end the very same night listening to live jazz after drinking inside buildings that have been standing for hundreds of years. So this is how I would spend the perfect October day or weekend in New Orleans. Start with those beignets I mentioned, make Loretta's the priority, walk along the Mississippi, ride the St. Charles streetcar into the Garden District, save those exact Halloween houses I showed you, and then get a Michelin-recognized po' boy? Come on. And then as the sun goes down, you're getting char-grilled oysters or gumbo, knocking down some absinthe, taking a spooky ghost tour, stepping foot in America's oldest bar, and finishing with live music where it doesn't get any better. So save this video so you have all these restaurants, addresses, and recommendations for when you visit, and make sure to subscribe because I have way more complete travel itineraries than just this video, and also hotel reviews from destinations all around the world, including here in Nola. So if you're looking for a hotel, I reviewed 3 of the most popular and gave you my honest opinion. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.